All right, thanks, Randy. Thanks for the introduction. And yeah, let's get this party started. Yeah, I'm Pedro. I've been with you and I for a while, and I hope you guys have a great time today. Just sunny Wednesday, and let's see if we can learn how to get a better website online, a better website for your business. Moving on. So first up is really, why does the website matter? And Randy already touched a little bit on this. Your website should be an extension of your business and your brand online. So you need to make sure that whatever you have online on your website represents your business, represents the image and the message that you're trying to convey to the visitors. So good websites engage their visitors, but great websites convert them into customers. I'm sure that you're all trying to sell something, trying to grow your business, trying to get more bookings, more sessions, more students, whatever you want. It's going to be good. You get people to go through your website, but they are engaged on the content that you have there, but you're not selling and you're not getting the revenue that you want. So great websites convert, and consequentially, it's not just a showcase. A good website showcases what you know, showcases your portfolio if you're an artist, but a great website sells and, again, increases the revenue, continues the path for your business success and for you to grow. Also, good websites will increase your business visibility online. So you need a good website to be found on Google. You need to have good content, good ideas, good photos, good descriptions of your products, good story that you tell into your business so that the visibility grows online. But great websites will increase not just the visibility, but also the credibility. If you tell the story of how your business started, if you build the narrative, if you give some context, if you show the team behind the business or just yourself, then it will be much more credible for your business and will make your entrepreneurship and your skills much more real. Then at last, the websites, they are good, they are familiar to your audience, they look okay, but they also, to be great, they need to be readable by everyone. And here I mentioned the robots included. So if you want your website to be a great website to be found online, you need to make sure that it is readable by search engines, by Google, by Bing, by ChatGPT. The information that's there needs to be understandable and understood by these robots that crawl the internet and empower your website to rank higher online. So if you are searching online for tips and tricks to get a good website or a great website, you'll find hundreds of products, videos, tutorials on YouTube, a lot of great stuff. On this session, I'm going to just focus on 3 key things that I think are kind of the most vital things that make websites great. And we have used this knowledge to build our websites in UNI and to continue helping businesses succeed online. And these are the user experience. It should be delightful for your customers. Actionability, so make sure that there's a purpose on your website, and information architecture. Make sure that the content you have is readable and is well organized and is also available and accessible for the robots to crawl your website. So without further ado, let's start with the user experience. So, and this is engaging with your customers and focusing on what the website looks like for the customers. And your website should be as welcoming as someone walking out from your local shop. So if you have a storefront, you want it to be engaging. You want to convince the customers to get in and buy your products, book your services, book a class with you, whatever you're selling, whatever you're promoting for your business. So you need to make sure that your website not only looks good, but it looks good on mobile, because everyone's on their phones all the time. It's fast. The layout is well organized. And if you have this kind of positive experience, your visitors will be much more in tune with your business, in tune with your brand, and can connect with whatever you have on your website, stay there longer, engage with you, buy, book, sell, help you with all the actionable stuff that you have there. And how can we do this? So this is kind of the do's and don'ts that are on the title of the session. So on the right side, you're going to have the do. So a good example. On the left side, you're going to have the don't, the bad example. And I've picked this up from real websites, from real businesses, that are actually part of the Alignable community and have shared their websites with us to be analyzed and to receive feedback. So user experience, key focus, delight your visitors, delight your audience, delight the ones that you want to engage with. And you can clearly see in here the first step, the visual consistency that you should have for your brand on the colors, on the fonts, in terms of the design language that you use on the website. On the right, you have the Bear Beauty and Med Spa, and everything is these, these purple and these muted tones, this very smooth color palette, always the same font, always the same focus for your eyes, so it's not very harmful. And on the left, you have Hip Back Company, you have bold text, italic text, big text, small text, blue text, underline text, you have pink headers, black headers, you have a very big hero image that really, misses the focus of the eye, and then you have a lot of stuff to crawl and text that's hard to read. So when you're doing the website, try to do as Bear Beauty and Med Spa does. Try to keep the fonts to a minimum. Just use one header font and one body font. That's enough. Keep the sizes limited to the bare minimum and make sure they are the same across the website. It will make it much more delightful for your visitors. Next, we have the legibility and the noise of the website. Just compare these two websites. One is for the clowns and in California, and the other one is for a nutritious business. So obviously for the clowns, you want to have some of that, the warmness of the colors and kind of the most kinkiness that you want to have there with these big bright colors, but there's too much noise there. There's a lot of stuff, a lot of logos with black backgrounds, pictures everywhere. And you have yellow background, red text on top of purple. So it's confusing. If you see this, when you see this for the first time, it's very impactful. You have a lot of stuff there that's not easy to uncover. Looking to the right, you now have a much more cleaner, much more legible website. You have a clear list of products. You have clear action on the add to cart button that you can clearly see that's a button. You have good headers, so everything is much more easy to understand and legible for your visitors. Next tip, simplify the navigation. On the left side, we have here a cybersecurity business, and there's a lot of stuff on that navigation menu. Where on the right side, for Brands Upholstery, you have 4 simple items like to showcase what these guys do, and 2 to 4, maybe 5 items on the top navigation menu. That's enough, right? And they should be clear that they're links. So it should try to convey all the needed information there. For cybersecurity, the fonts are the same as the discounts that they have on top for the veterans and the nonprofits. You have a bunch of links there that you don't really know what they are. You have a call button and a call to action also on the menu. It's not properly organized, so it's very much hard to understand and to guide through and to navigate to the website. So make it simple. Just keep it simple. 2, 3, 4, 5 link stops, and then organize the content within the pages, or add a submenu if you really have more pages that you want to showcase. And next and last tip, just be mobile friendly. Everyone is on their phones today. Everyone is going through their Instagrams and their Facebooks and TikTok and clicking the website for an ad that they found for your business, or just because they saw your page. And you have to make sure that when someone's on the phone, the right thumb is usually it's more accessible to touch. And sometimes you really need to make sure that they can click on the stuff that's on their website. So looking at the left, you see that there's no really actionable stuff there. You have to scroll to find some information. More importantly, you also have that cover image that's basically a list of squares with a white border, and then you have white text on top of it. So the readability is really poor. If you're outside in the sun, just walking, and you see this, you're not going to read anything. You're not going to understand what's in the images. So you need to change that. Where on the right, you have clear items. You have a search box on top. You have a button to call to this business. You have the shopping cart icon, and you have the navigation menu. All this is very, very clean, very simple to understand, and it's just one tap away. And now, moving to the actionability bit. So visitors, they go onto your website to do something. They have to have a purpose. They already took the first step, which is going to your website and engaging with your business. So you have to prompt them to do something, to actually be there and make it clear that you are promoting an action. If whether it's making a purchase, if you're selling products, making a booking, if you have some kind of service or an appointment, filling out the contact form, subscribing to a newsletter, or just browsing your portfolio if you're an artist, the CTA, it should be prominently placed and encourage user engagement. If you have an appointment, if you're trying to receive appointments, just put a button there, book an appointment. That's really easy, and a lot of businesses forget about this. And this is something that's very simple to do, but also very simple to forget. Now, do's and don'ts. First one, promote a well-defined primary CTA. Your business can do a lot of things. You can be selling products, but you can also have lessons and bookable services. Just pick one. There has to be one main action that you want your customers to take. Looking at the podiatrist that you have, when you go to the website, you can clearly see what they do and what you as a visitor have to do. It's just appointment request. We want our visitors, we want the customers of this business to book an appointment. And that's it. There's a big button on the hero, on the center of the page, book, appointment request. That's it. Whereas on the left, you have this counseling center, and then you have some actionable titles in there. You have donate, connect. Is it connect? Is this what the business wants? It wants me to connect with them. There's no highlight there. Everything is in the same font, at the same level of importance in the UI, in the whole layout of the website. So what's important? What does this business, the counseling center, wants to do? Maybe it's the phone number that's on top, but it's so tiny and so hidden between the lovely image. And if you go to this website, it's like it's a live image, a live video of the river flowing. It looks good, but then what's the point? What do you want your visitors of the website to do? If it's connect, then just put the button to connect. If it's book an appointment, just put a button there. It's below the logo. It's that easy to transform this website to make it a little bit more engaging for the visitors. Sorry, wrong direction. You have to move forward. So importantly, if you have these call to actions, they should be above the fold. And what's above the fold? This is kind of a technical jargon, but above the fold means that the customers don't have to scroll to see the content. The content that's above the fold is basically the first pixels, the first square or rectangle that you see on a phone or on desktop that has the main information for a page. And looking at the Dungeon Master here on the right, when you load the website, this bit that's above the fold, it has all the main actions that you want to take. You have the bookable, you have the bookable button, you have the pricing, you have COVID restrictions information. So all of these things are like just a thumb tap away. You open the phone, you'll see them like tap, tap, tap. That's it. You have all the information, all the actions that you can take to interact with this business are there. Whereas this insurance lady here, what really is the main action, right? You open the website, yeah, it's calm and smoothing. You see these waves and they look really nice. It gives you a good calming feeling, but what's there to do? You have to scroll and then you see a photo. There's a learn more button somewhere in there. Is it just learn that this business really wants? Maybe what you want to do is book something or sell your services or provide your advice. But it's not clear here if there's anything that's actionable for this business. Next up, and also very important, show the CTAs everywhere, right? So not just on the homepage. On the left here, you have this voiceover artist, and you have the bookings, and you have that on the homepage, which is good. First step done, but it's only there, right? It's lost when you navigate away. So, okay, the button maybe could have different colors or some different styles so that it's more clear that's a button, but it should be on all the pages. If you look at Vicky's here on the right, you'll see that the order now, kind of the main action that you want you to take is order their lovely food is always there. You can navigate to the press page, the blog, contents, wherever you want. The order now button is always there on the top right for you to click. And once you click that, you open and then you start the purchase flow, which is what they want you to do. And for you as a business, it should be whatever suits your business needs. Next up, the information architecture bit. And there's no need to have an architecture degree here. This is about organizing the content and the structure of what you have on your website. It's important to have content. So content is kind of the most important thing that you need to have on your website to make sure that it ranks high on Google and that people are seeing it. But you have to question yourself, do you have enough content? Are the links well formatted? Do you have broken links in 4 or 4 pages on your website? And then use those keywords, use those buzzwords for your business and for the context that you have. Make sure you have action verbs, buy now, or book now, or request appointment. All these actionability needs to be there. Only when we have this, then yeah, your site will start to get higher and start ranking higher on Google and Bing and the other search engines. Now, for some do's and don'ts. Yeah, you have to optimize for the visitors, the ones that see them, that see the website, and for search engines. And always, content is king, right? If you look at the right, you have these Solana shoes here, and look at what they built. Like they have the website, which is with the store, which is important, obviously, but they built a whole story, a whole narrative of what they're doing. They have videos about explaining the concept behind the brand. They have the craftsmanship area where they show the team and how they prepare the shoes. They had kind of the journey that guide them to build this shoe brand. So everything is there. There's like a whole context, a whole story built around these shoes. And you can do that. This isn't rocket science. This is just selling yourself a little bit, selling your business. Maybe you started because you lost your job when you were during COVID, and then you started a business with your spouse, and just tell that story, put that online, tell it, and then it will be much more captivating for the visitors and for your audience. On the left here, we have this, the pick your own fruit farm. It's interesting, right? It's an interesting concept. It's fruit. You can go there and pick it, but there's no story there. There's like 2 paragraphs of the about. The photos aren't that good. You could tell a much more convincing story for such an enticing thing. Like with the fruit, you can have the receipts, but then there's no receipts. You have the context, but there's no background there. It's not captivating to the customers. And this is easy to do, right? You can just write stuff and put stuff out there to better sell your business. Next, content is king, but it needs to be properly organized. It's not don't just write text and put it on your page. And a good example for this, I think we showed these cybersecurity guys on the navigation topic, which is they have a lot of content there. They have a lot of text, a lot of information there about their solutions, about the insurance market, about the security market, but it's really hard to read, right? You have images with content, you have memes over there, you have this structure with kind of Google or Word smart art. So there's a lot of stuff that's not organized, and so everything is very hard to find. Then on the right side, I'm showing Stripe, which is, okay, it's a huge company, but they are the gold standard for content organization. Everything is properly organized. You have a header, some text, an image. You have thousands of products, solutions, documentation for web developers. Everything is neatly tied up. When I'm trying to build a new website, this is always where I look at how they organize, how they fix the problem of showing multiple images with text, or showing a lot of text and just 1 or 2 images. They solve this beautifully, and this is of utmost importance to make sure that every customer can read what you create. Next, there are rules for search engine optimization, right? It's not just writing any content and whatever you want. If you want to rank high on Google, and this is Maria's Baking Story, this is one of UNI's most successful customers. There are some advice that I can give you just to get very straight to the point of Google engine optimization. First up, pick an icon. So you should have a 5 icon on your website that represents the logo of your brand or something similar. The page title for all the pages should have at most 60 characters. So no longer than that, because it's going to get like the ellipsis on the search results and it's not readable. And then the description should be between 160 and 250 characters. that's what you should have there. And then you should cross-link all the social networks, all the business websites that you have. If you have Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, you should put all those links on your website, and then on those websites, just link them all together. This will help Google and the other search engines build kind of the mesh of that's connected to your business, and kind of build this network of relationships between websites that's as powerful as it can be, and will help you, again, rank higher on Google. Google Business Profile is also very important for the local search engine optimization, and especially if you want to show on the Maps results when people are searching on Google Maps and others. So first advice, always use photos that make it easy to identify your business. So sometimes these Google Maps views are outdated. So when you have a new store and it's different, so if someone is trying to navigate that street, can't find you, just put a photo of your storefront. In this particular case, Maria's Baking Stories, they have this pink facade. So they just put a photo there. It's very easy to see. Like, you're going there, you see a pink building, it's them. So very easy to identify. Then write up your amenities, the highlights, all these service options that you have. Always make sure that they're accurate, because again, Google will tag your business based on this. And if someone search for a takeaway restaurant, if you don't have takeaway as an option, you're not going to show up. And at last, make sure that the address, opening hours, phone number, all of that is updated regularly. So you can see that in this case, it was updated by the business 3 weeks ago. And there's nothing worse as an experience for your prospective customers than just checking Google and it says open, and then they go to your shop and it's closed, right? So holiday times, make sure that you have these, all the schedules are up to date and you're not misleading your visitors. And now, at last, there's the final trick, which is make your website accessible. There's a huge chunk of people that need accessibility options to navigate the internet. So if they're blind or they have poor eyesight and they'll need the help of screen readers. So that audience will not see an image. So they don't know if you're saying you have an image there and the screen reader is just going to say, this is an image. And the same trick applies to the search engines that are basically browsing your website. They see an image, and what's this image about? It's just an image. There's nothing to identify the image. But then if you use the alt text to describe what's on the image, then the robots will understand what's there. So in this particular case, you have the dogs to identify the dogs, but you should use it for your own products. So you can use the alt text tags to write the description of what's shown, put up a price, put up a location, just be as descriptive as you want to make sure that the image is properly tagged, and the image will then help everyone find you online. So very quickly, just some final tips and tricks that didn't make the cut. So just a quick rundown. First up, have a real domain name. Forget about those business.dreamhost or business.squarespace, whatever. Just have a real domain name. This will bring a lot of credibility to your business and your brand online. Nothing beats the domain name. Make sure your website is updated regularly. So even in just new products or new content, just make sure it's updated and dynamic and alive. Because if you update it regularly, Google will have to re-index it and research it a lot of times, and that's always helpful. Avoid too many pop-ups. So if you do need to have pop-ups to show a coupon code or show a subscribe box, just use one. More than one, that's too many. It's annoying. People will leave. Check the grammar for typos and the common mistakes, and this is important. No one likes seeing websites with typos. And include the factual contact info, as I was just sharing about your address, areas covered, your amenities, opening hours. Make sure that's updated and correct. Always, every now and then, go through your website, make sure all the pages work so that URLs are okay. There's no 404 errors on your website. Just take it for a spin, click, and see if everything is working. And final one, start a blog, share your photos, write up stuff about your business story, whatever. Just put content online that's connected and is in the context of your business. And then, keep it simple, be personal. I don't think anyone here in the Alignable community is in a big brand, big pharma, big tech. So just be personal and show who's behind the business. Now, key takeaways as we are moving to the Q&A time. Your website is your business online. So always have this in mind. First step, focus on the user experience. It has to be delightful, easy for the customers, easy to understand, and it must obviously look good on the mobile devices because everyone is always on their phones, unfortunately. Next, make it actionable. So the visitors are already engaging with your business, engaging with your brand. Make sure that when they reach your website, they have something to do and they have something that you want them to do. They have a purpose for visiting your website. And then last one, bring in the content. Make sure your content is well structured, well organized. You have images, you have the keywords that are relevant to your business category and to what you want to achieve. Make sure all of that is on the website so that search engines and your visitors can read and identify your website. And yeah, that's about it. You can join the community group here. But now we're going for a Q&A session. Randy?
Yeah, that was great. That was
right
great.
On time?
Love it. Yeah. Perfect. Love
Cool.
it. Perfect. Okay, so great information. We're going to jump right into the Q&A because we've got a bunch of questions. Before I do, continue, everybody. Post your questions into the Q&A box located at the bottom of the Zoom screen. And if we don't get to your question, make sure you go over to you and I's community group on Alignable, and you can post your question there, as well as register for Pedro has a open session tomorrow, Q&A session. So where he'll take questions live and be able to answer them. So make sure to register for that. And we've got the link in the chat as well. And after the Q&A, Pedro's going to take the last 10 minutes of today's session to really give you an overview of you and I, and he's going to go live into the platform. And just so everybody knows, you and I builds, designs, writes the content, manages the tech for your website, and they can do it all in 7 days or less. Yeah. And plus Alignable members get a 68% savings, and that offer is good until the end of the month as well. So let's hop. What's that?
End of July.
Oh, end of July.
End of July. Yeah, not
end of July.
Not in 2 days. You have.
Oh, you got a month. My bad. Okay.
Yeah.
End of July. Okay. So let's jump into some questions. So how do I know if my website supports alt text on images? And also, what is alt text?
Right. Good question. Alt text is alternative text. So you are providing an alternative text for the images that you have on your website. And all websites support this. It kind of depends on what website engine you have. I'm going to go and explain WordPress, which is kind of the most widely used CMS out there. If you are on WordPress, you go to the media library, we pick an image. You can edit the alternative text for each image. There's a small box there. You can write whatever you want. Be as descriptive as you want, and this is used by all browsers, used by all search engines, so there's no complexity there.
Okay. Let's go into another question. Does you and I, if you design my website, does it connect my website to Google Analytics?
Yeah, you can connect your Google Analytics account. So we have our own Google Analytics stack. So, and then we provide you with monthly insights, and you can see how many people are visiting your website, you're receiving orders and bookings, or we can help you connect with your Google Analytics account if you want to, if you have one. Okay.
Any recommendations on image format?
Yeah, this is really important, and it's a very tricky question, especially as if you're on a desktop, your screen is landscape, but if you are on the mobile, your screen is portrait, so they're very different. So make sure that when you're selecting images for the website, well, if you can use square images, then try to use square images because they look great on both. That's why when Instagram started, everything was a square. That's kind of the best format. Other than that, just make sure that you test them properly and crop them properly so that they appear good on desktop and on mobile.
Okay. What are the best places for call to action buttons that you recommend?
Yeah, as we've seen here on the previous slide, above the fold is important. So there should be a big button, a big round button on the website as soon as the visitors enter with the main action that you want them to take. And if possible, there should be an actionable button, a CTA on all pages of the website, like we saw on that Vicky's restaurant. Like there was a top button on the top right, order now. That's the main action available on all pages. So, long story short, big button on the hero above the fold on the main page, and then somewhere that's visible on all the pages outside the homepage.
So here's a good question. I like, they're all good questions, but this is it talks about content. So you mentioned content for your website, but what exactly is content? Does that only include the written word, or does that include images and videos?
It's both. It's all of those things. It's text and media. So content first is the written word, because that's what search engines are used to reading. It's what they process. It's what the keywords that you want, right? So if you are a website that sells Star Wars merchandise, you want to write all the Star Wars buzzwords, right? You want to put everything there about Star Wars that Google properly identifies your website as being related to Star Wars. But then if you have images, you put up the alt text there. If you have videos, host them on Google or Vimeo with, again, a big description so that it's cross-linked and then Google understands what is there. But it's both. It's not just text. Obviously, text is good, especially on that Solana website that I was showing, to build the narrative, right? That's what the story behind your business is. You can put a video there to explain what the business is about, or you can write it down for people that don't have the time to watch the video and read it for later, or just browsing and on their coffee, they don't want to see a video. So I think both are really important.
Okay. So Jen from Vancouver Island ask, where can I access meta tags on my website, and what are the restrictions?
So meta tags, they can empower metadata, like data about the data that you have on your website, and it all depends on the editor. So on WordPress, you can install a plugin to edit your meta tags. And then if you search for any SEO plugin, it will allow you to do that per page. So if you want to say you have an alternative language, or you want to set the keywords for each page, you can do that on WordPress. But that's basic. Meta tags are just that. It's just keywords and descriptions of the page that help robots, search engines identify what's there on the page. Kind of a short summary of what you have there.
Okay. David's asking, how important is it to include your age on your website? Excuse me. So
I don't think that's very important, unless your business is really targeting a specific age group or age profile on your audience. I think that's more about the business category, right? I mean, I don't know if grandpas are targeting the TikTok audience, right? So I don't think that's really relevant.
Okay. Should I have a call to action on every page of my website?
Yeah, you should. Like even if it's a small button on the top right or at the bottom right that hovers on top of the content and it's not obstructive to what's on the page, you should always have that. Yeah.
Okay. And someone else was asking, on your homepage, is it okay to have more than one call to action?
You could have more than one, but you should have a primary one. Like what's the main one, right? If you want to receive, obviously businesses have all kinds of needs and all kinds of desires or growth paths, how you want to call them. Like if you are a gym, you have, you can book a class, but you can also sell materials or food, whatever. So if you need to pick one, what's the primary? If the primary is booking classes or booking your personal trainers, then that's the one that's be there, and then everything else is secondary. And again, with buttons, as long as they're clearly visible, that's the one is the big button, the big round button to click, and then the others are the buttons that sit behind that.
Excellent. These are great questions. So Carla's asking, I'm using Shopify for my website. I'm not successful selling anything. Is there a better option, or should I keep it for a landing spot?
I think, well, you and I can be a better option, right? If you have a Shopify website and you want to move over to you and I, just join us and try us. I think that could be a good option. But without context, I don't really know what you're saying. Maybe you're selling Chinese food in central London, right? You have 1 million restaurants that do that. So it's not just about it's not just about putting up a store online and expecting it to sell. What are you doing? What's the homework that you're doing? Are you, posting your products on Facebook or your Instagram? Do you have a social network? Do you have a newsletter, like a mailing list that you're advertising your products there? Just having something online, if there's no one to see it, and if you're not getting your visitors on the website, then it's there, like no one can action on it. But yeah, if you want to subscribe to you and I, we can transfer your content to a you and I website, and one of our growth experts can help you out in marketing campaigns, whatever you need to succeed online.
Okay. So Marjorie's asking, do you offer a free email newsletter to your clients, and I think you just answered this, but can you also sell through a you and I website?
You can sell through a you and I website. So you can put up your products online, any number of products with options, with inventory management. We sell commission free, no charges there for us. But you can connect with the newsletter provider, but we don't offer that. You can connect with MailChimp, ConvertKit, whenever you want to put a subscribe box on the website, but we don't offer that service per se. It's not our business case. There are several tools that do that business model, several great tools, so you can integrate with any that you want. Okay.
So my logo is red. Is that a recommended or unrecommended color?
I think it's fine. Like we've seen on the Viki website, red is fine. I mean, the West doesn't associate red with just with a very negative thing. So I mean, if you were on the more Oriental side of things, that could be harmful for the business. But I don't think US, UK, Europe, I don't think that's an issue. As long as the website is not just red and black and everything's not readable, it shouldn't be a problem. Just make sure it's clean and tidy.
Okay. For SEO and Google Business Profile, what info to include if your biz is online only?
That's tough. So that's a really good question. And it's about services that you offer. If you're online only, you're selling digital products, or maybe you have online classes and online sessions, just list those as services. Google is always trying to move into that sense. They have this kind of mobile merchant thing that you don't need a shop to have a Google Business Profile. But yeah, try to make it look like a real business. Just put up opening hours, even if they're fake. Even if you don't have a real shop, just put up opening hours, the amenities like the credit card accepted or the women owned, that kind of stuff. Just put it there and make sure that you have as much information as possible there.
Right. And I will tell you that if it is an online business only, it is not easy to get verified.
It is not true.
Because actually Google wants to see that you have in-person contact at some point during your stated hours. So but you can still do SEO in other areas of SEO.
That's
right?
true.
Yeah. Next question is, what is the alternative to a Google Business Profile if you're an e-commerce?
There's no good alternative, right?
Yeah.
You can list your business on Facebook. There's a Facebook Business Manager. It's kind of the same thing, but for Facebook, right? And it basically connects with Instagram and WhatsApp, so you can have your business there. I think that's kind of the second best, because I mean, a lot of people are on Facebook, so you can search there. You can have a catalog. You can even sell through Facebook today, through Instagram and WhatsApp and Facebook. So you can have the Meta suite there, work there. Microsoft and Bing, there's not that famous or that well known. They basically copy over whatever that you have on Google Business Profile. So I think just that, go with Facebook.
Yeah. And the other alternative, and correct me if I'm wrong, YouTube is second largest search engine in the world. So you can create content and SEO on YouTube, right?
Yeah, for SEO.
And it's owned by Google.
Yeah, it's content. Get that content online, get those videos up. and that's true. There's no business listings there, right? But you can create a channel for your business and do your product reviews or whatever you need.
Yeah. Okay, guys. So let's take one more question so that we have time to show you the platform as well. So let's see, how are you doing your SEO? So what do you do with SEO if somebody were using your product?
To me, you're asking me?
Yes.
At you
That's
and
a
I?
question. Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Sorry,
So
sorry, Petra.
Yeah, sure. At U&I, we basically create all the content that you might want for the products and services, and about this page, a blog. We create really a lot of content for you when we build the first version of the website. So we will create you a couple of blog posts, you write descriptions of all your products and services, make sure all the images are properly tagged with alt text, make sure we respect all these SEO tips with the pages of the titles, with the descriptions, with syncing with Google Business Profile. Our premium plans also have the Google Business Profile stuff. So we sync all of that information with your Google Business Profile, which we create and verify. And then if you're still not happy, we have the SEO experts that you can, with our concierge service, just ask to optimize your page. So we do a GBP optimization process. So make sure that your